Hello and welcome back to another DEMA special. Today I'm excited to be sitting down with Lisa Bobyak and continue our discussion regarding preventing burnout. Last week we began this discussion, and today we will continue with what we can do when you have no time, no money, improve your health and relationships with these quick, no-cost strategies. Without further ado, Lisa, welcome back to the DEMA world. How are you?
I'm great, Matt. Thanks for bringing me back.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We had some really positive feedback throughout the week last week. I don't know if you got a chance to see some of the comments that were being made on LinkedIn and Facebook, but a lot of people were very positive, a lot of likes. So I know that we're hitting something and a topic here that is very, very vital to the overall success, not only of the private service professional, but also in preventing any type of security or safety risk for the principals, because you always want to have an employee that's well rested, that's on the top of their game, and is going to make sure that they're providing all of the safety and security that they possibly can. And I know that this is a process that we're kind of working on and hoping to impact.
Yeah, I get it. It is super important to be on the mark, right? And it's really hard to do that when we're feeling physically exhausted and emotionally drained. So what do we do when our time is limited, our financial resources are limited, and for some of us, our time isn't even our own, right? We are at the beck and the call of the principal, and that's our job. So how do we stay our best so that we can give our best? And I want to say it's possible. And so today, what we're going to talk about is not just quick strategies, but things that we can do and take responsibility for so that we bring our best to the people we love and the industry we love. So as a private service provider, what I'd like you to do is picture your morning, and you've just woken up earlier than everybody else in the house, and you needed to set your alarm because you are exhausted. You are not going to get up at the crack of dawn without that alarm clock, because your principal no doubt called you in the middle of the night. There was a problem with the house, a pipe broke. So you needed to take care of that in the evening, and you didn't get solid sleep. So it's early in the morning, you know you've got to prepare breakfast, you've got to get the kids' backpacks ready and get the kids prepared for their day. And you're doing that, and you got them off to school on time, looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and you rush home because you know you've got emails to respond to, vendors to respond to, and a 30-person dinner to prepare for that evening. The kids are bright and bushy-tailed, right? But you're feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, maybe drained by now. And you kind of look at your watch like, ugh, what time is it? You look at the watch and it's only 10 in the morning. The biggest part of your day is yet to come, and you are exhausted. It's really hard to bring your best self forward if early in the day you're already wiped out. And the thing is, not only in the private service industry, but in our culture today, we're really living in a lean in, grind, rise, grind, push, strive culture, aren't we? And it requires us to have energy and extra reserves just to get through the day. Just the ordinary getting through the day for most of us drains our energy. And if you think of personal energy as a reserve tank, as a bank, the stuff we do throughout the day, even the little minutia, those small decisions throughout the day, drain the energy tank, almost as if it was money in the bank, right? When your account in your financial bank goes down below zero, makes it very difficult to pay bills, right? Take vacations, keep your credit score up. We can't do that if our physical bank account is depleted. Same thing with our energy bank. When our energy bank is depleted, it's hard to give our best to our job. We're not bringing our best to our relationships. Physically, health diagnoses might happen. And financially, we're not able to keep up the good job that we're doing. So keeping our energy and taking care of ourselves becomes critical. My point, my personal belief is that it's the number one thing we need to do as humans in this society so that we can continue to bring our best. So in order to keep our energy up, we've got to make regular energy deposits. So knowing that just living in the day depletes us, we have to intentionally replete and fill up that energy tank. So how are you doing it? Think about your month, this past month. Have you been taking good care of yourself? Have you been filling up your energy tank? Think about last week. Have you done anything for yourself that helps you feel energized, helps you feel more in control and relaxed? How about today? What's on the schedule? Anything for you? I can almost hear you collectively saying, yeah, Lisa, you so don't get my life. 24/7, I am on. I don't have time to myself. I don't have money. And if I did have money, I wouldn't be spending it on myself. My priority is my principal. I get you. I get that. You've got a service heart. Many of us do. So those of us who come from a place of service and we care, we're like natural caregivers. We tend to struggle with self-care. And I almost wonder if I say the word self-care, what are you hearing? What are you feeling? I used to hear self-care and feel selfish, so I didn't do it. I want you to reframe that word, self-care. Old self-care used to be like manicures, pedicures. Dads would go to the golf course on the weekend, and that worked. But today's current needs are not going to be handled by that old paradigm of self-care. Radical self-care is something we must intentionally do in this culture of ours. And here's the cool thing. Radical self-care doesn't have to take time, and it's not money related, and it's not something you do on your to-do list. Radical self-care, and here's a definition I want you to remember. Radical self-care is a mindset. It's when everything I choose to do and say and the decisions I make come from a place of what feeds me so that I can continue to feed the people you're with, right? You've got to, you know this old adage, don't you? You can't pour from an empty vessel. You're the vessel. It's your responsibility to keep it full so that you are on your game for your principle. So here's what we're going to do today. In the next couple minutes, and it's going to be a quick strategy and a quick skill. This is something I teach my clients. It's something I do myself, and it gets me when I'm in a funk or when I'm not feeling my best. This gets me back to not only my best, but like it makes me feel like I'm on my game. So here we go. If you're with me, take a piece of paper, and it doesn't matter what kind of paper, because we're just gonna brain dump. It's called a brain dump. And I want you on a sheet of paper to make a list of all the things that you know that relax you, that energize you, that renew you, that fuel you. Make a list and just dump it. There's no rhyme or reason to this list for now. Just dump out all the things. And if you're struggling with what fuels you, I'll help you. What foods make you feel your best and you love them? What people in your life energize you and make you feel confident and secure? Activities, places. Are there places near your home that you feel your best? Are there places in the home that you can go to energize and or relax? Oftentimes when I talk to my clients about finding self-care and finding strategies that work for them, we think of the five senses. So are there things you like to look at? Are there things you like to smell, taste, touch? These are ways that you can take care of yourself while you're caring for others. So as your list is building, now I want you to choose two of them, circle two of those things on your list that you're willing to commit to this week. So when you watch this video, I want you to make a commitment to yourself that two of those items on that brain dump list you'll participate in or you'll think about. Next part of the strategy, you've got to schedule it. Don't just circle and say, yep, I got it, Lise, we're good to go. Because here's the thing, and this is the truth, what doesn't get scheduled doesn't get done. Self-care and taking care of yourself and filling up your energy bank has to be a priority. Nobody else can do it for you. You must take responsibility for that. And so in the small chunks of time, in your mindset, you absolutely need to take care of yourself. Oftentimes that starts with knowing what works well for you, what you value. So what do you think? Radical self-care. We talked about it in the training I did for DEMA in February. So if you haven't seen that, go back. I'm talking all about different ways to take care of yourself in our crazy busy days as private service providers. And if you're not a member of DEMA, that's something you get as a membership. Every week there are trainings that help you professionally and personally bring your best self forward. So in February, we talked about radical self-care. It's not a thing. It's not another thing you do. It's not on your to-do list. It's a mindset. So I will tell you, I never had the mindset of self-care, but now I do. And I will tell you, I'm a better person for my children. I'm a better partner. I engage in life more. I'm more joyful because I actually know what brings me joy. So here's a thought for you. If you are struggling coming up with a list of things that renew you and energize you, I've created a worksheet for you to get you over that hump. So the worksheet has very simple, some of them will take no time at all, and some of them will be no cost at all. These are free things, if not low cost, that you can do today so that you start feeling your best. When you feel your best, you will bring your best forward. Your health will increase, your relationships will be more solid, and my guess is your enjoyment of your employment will raise. When we struggle with our energy, when we struggle with inadequate, improper self-care, most of our life feels kind of, ugh. We don't want that, and it doesn't have to be that way. I know you love what you do, so let's make sure you are fueling yourself. One more thing, I want to give a warning. Oftentimes, those of us who are high achievers and givers, we have this all or nothing thinking. It's not helpful when we talk about self-care. So here's what might creep up in your head. You might say to yourself something like this: I don't have an hour today to go to the gym, so I'm not going to exercise. Or you might hear something like this: I don't have money for a 90-minute massage, so these shoulder muscles are going to stay tense. That's all or nothing. That's also negative self-talk. We're going to get to that in another future training so that you understand when you've got negative self-talk and how to frame it. So today, what we talked about is energizing yourself. Energize is the third part of the living fully balanced process. I'm going to show you a picture of the process. 5 steps to the living fully balanced process. Energize is the third step. It has to be in everybody's life in order to feel balanced and to prevent burnout. We're going to talk all about this strategy a little later in a future training so that as a private service provider, you can use the process as you're planning forward if you'd like. But until then, download the worksheet that I've created for you. Super simple, no cost, no time, self-care strategies. You can have that. We're going to upload it for you on the website. And if you want more information about Living Fully Balanced, head to my website, livingfullybalanced.com. I've got blogs and I've got videos that talk about preventing burnout and give strategies so that we can balance the life we love. And if you want to get a little bit more deep and personal, let's talk. I want to offer you a free strategy session. I'll give you 45 minutes of one-on-one, undivided attention. And I would imagine you don't get that very often. Take me up on the offer. You and I can have a strategy session and we will make an action plan so that at the end of our session together, you'll have an action plan moving forward on self-care strategies that don't cost anything that you can do in your busy day. I look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to go to my website, livingfullybalanced.com, and you can schedule your session there with me. And until then, I look forward to seeing you again in a future video so that we can all prevent burnout together and enjoy a balanced life. Have a good day.